Hi everybody, KT here. This is a video reply response to a comment that Terry B had posted on one of my videos about the wiring harness for the car. I've got a El Camino. He has a Chevelle. Should be pretty close to the same. As you can see, in this car, the harness on this car is in pretty bad shape, obviously. All the connectors and everything are still okay. It just looks like somebody did some troubleshooting and peeled all the loom, or in this case it's all tape. Peeled all the tape off and was trying to get to wires or something for whatever reason. But you can see it's all pretty brittle. But basically what I wanted to do was sort of show, I think he's going to be doing some work from the firewall forward. And what I wanted to show was how they have these broken down. So obviously I've pulled this out of the firewall. Here's the hole that it was mounted in. There is about a 2-inch, maybe a number 10 sheet metal screw here in the top that goes into the firewall here, and then on the bottom that goes in the firewall here. So if you're looking under the dash, it's going to be top right and bottom left where the 5/8-inch, 5/16 head sheet metal screws are. And then on the harness on the firewall side, or the engine side, there is a bolt that has a little 3/8-inch head on it. Just a little 3/8-inch flange head bolt. Goes right in the middle. Once you pull this out, you can get the engine side of the harness loose. This one's probably been installed. It doesn't look like it's ever been removed, so I had a little bit of fun getting it off of here. But once you finally get it disconnected, it's pretty simple in terms of what you're looking at. You've got the female end here that has the receiver for all of the clips, and then for the engine side you've got this one here that's got the male spade connectors on it for the to mate it up with the plugs on the harness. So anyhow, the thing about it here is once you get them off, then this will actually separate. And they do this, I would imagine they do this for simplicity. That way they can, instead of having all the wiring coming from one side of the engine, going over to catch the fan and the starter and the oil sending unit for this car is over on that side, since it's got the 6-cylinder in it. They split the harness in half, and you can see right here in the middle where it separates. There we go. And basically, we'll leave that there. This is the half that connects on the outside of the harness over here, and it runs up to the firewall in the front. Runs up to the radiator support in the front, ties into the headlights. You've got the horn relay, the voltage regulator, and then there's a chase that goes under the radiator support, or under the radiator top brace, all the way across to the other side, catches the other headlights, catches the positive terminal post that goes over there under the fender well. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right under there. There's a heavy-duty positive terminal up in there, and then goes down and catches some more wiring. But anyhow, this left half takes off from the left half of the wiring harness, goes up and then catches across the front half of the engine bay, including this down here, which is the alternator, or I guess in this case, alternator down here, and temperature sending unit and some other stuff. The other half, obviously, that goes on the passenger side of the harness connector, is for windshield wiper motor, the windshield wiper sprayer, some other wiring. Let's see, it goes down, connects to the starter solenoid, goes down to the fan motor over there, and then let's see what else. That's pretty much it. The ignition for the coil. That's the high resistance, low voltage line for the coil after the engine starts, and then you've got oil sending unit down there, and the solenoid for the starter. So and the fan. So pretty much that's it. It's a two-piece. I don't know how much trouble, Terry, it is going to be to get your fender off, but I can tell you one thing. Once I pulled the fender off on this passenger side over here, this was really, really easy to get to. And I would say if you're going to be doing something like that, then you might consider, I mean, if you're going to, I think you had mentioned something about pulling your fenders previously. So if you're going to do this, I would replace the fenders because it gives you unfettered access to everything on, you know, even up and under the where the fender typically would go under right here over the top of this. All of this would be open and exposed, so you'd be able to get to it pretty easy. But anyhow, hope that helps. And anybody has any questions, I haven't put anything back yet. Obviously, I'm not at that point. The harness, all the wiring is in pretty good shape. All the wiring is in good condition. I don't see where I'm going to have to replace any of the wire, but I'm going to go, there's an electronics store here in Austin called Altex Electronics, and they have all kinds of wire loom. They have spiral loom, they have split loom, they've even got some newer ones that are pretty fancy, and they all take high temperature because they're designed for computers. Computers can, servers and stuff can typically run pretty high temperatures. So I'm going to go to Altex once I get ready to start putting this thing back together, and I'm going to trace out all the wiring and make sure the connectors are okay, and basically come back down here, clean all this up, and then put a new loom on it. Under the dash, I think I'm going to, this is still in pretty good shape. It's dirty, but I'm just going to wipe it and clean it down. But some of my connectors are broken. But under the dash, I'm pretty much going to leave it alone because it's not open and exposed to anything. And this is the plug that goes down to the bottom for the dimmer switch, and then this is the plug that goes up to the top that goes for the ribbon. Conduit that goes under the seat towards the back for the vehicle in the back. So anyhow, I hope everybody's doing all right. We have a cold front here, so it's cold and rainy outside. I say cold and rainy. It's in the 40s and rainy. So I'm not going to need to get much done today outside, but anyhow, I just want to get this up for Terry. So you guys have a good day. We will talk to you soon. Adios.